Hello, YouTube. I thought I'd do something a little bit different today. I know a lot of people do these food videos, and I don't do a lot of that stuff, but I thought I'd show you something that for just about every occasion will make you the hit of the party. So this is kind of something I've been making for years and years and years. It's relatively easy to make, and like I say, I actually made it yesterday. We had Taco Friday, and I made it for Taco Friday night, and it was a hit. So I'm gonna show you guys how to make it. So let me turn this camera around. So these are the ingredients necessary to make salsa, my salsa. So we have cilantro, we have 4 of the jalapenos, an onion, and these are really nice ones here. Normally what I have to use are Anaheim chilies, but these are actually officially Hatch, New Mexico chilies, which those are the best. A little bit of garlic and fire roasted diced tomatoes. That's what you need. A little salt. You'll see it works out really good. But here's how we're going to do this. First we're going to roast all the chilies. So let's go do that first. Okay, so here's what we need. We need to fire up the old grill. As you could tell, that's from yesterday's chilies. Turn on the old propaner. Okay, so here's the process. We got to put all these beautiful little chilies. These are the jalapenos. They're quite a bit smaller. Now these big green ones like this, normally they're not real hot. They do have some that are hotter than others, but they're usually not real super hot. The jalapenos, they tend to carry a little more heat. Plus the combination of the two different chilies makes for really good flavor. These things are really delicious. Okay, it says on there, mild Hatch, New Mexico. I found that if you make the salsa too hot, nobody likes it. The salsa I made, oh sorry, there we go. I find if you make it too hot, then what happens is it tends to make people not really like it that much. Most people will tell you they enjoy it when it's real super hot, but when it comes down to it, when they're not super hot, the salsa's not super hot, it's much better to eat. It's better on stuff like tacos and stuff like that. So this stuff, you could dip chips in it, and you could put it on your tacos, and you could put it on eggs in the morning, and just whatever you want to use it for. It just makes it really, really good. So anyway, these trees around here, they're dropping leaves and shedding all kinds of nasty stuff. Still at my daughter's house, so for a little while longer. Anyway, now we're going to let those roast. We'll let them go for about 10 minutes, and we'll come back and need a pair of these so you can flip them over. So we'll come back as soon as they're done roasting for a while. So this is where we're at. Already flipped them once. We're gonna keep flipping them until we burn this all up. The secret to buying chilies are, you want to get them where they're not real curved, because if they're real curved, they're really hard to get them to lay the way you want them. Let's see here. So there we go. Now they're all laid out. And we'll be back at it again. Okay. We're back. I'm going to show you another trick. So what you do is you get you one of these 1 gallon Ziploc with the seal deal. As I was saying, you use this, get you one of these big Ziploc bags, and you go through here and you check through your inventory. And they're pretty black all the way around. This one here, I've got to flip it one more time. here is probably pretty good. You just put them in the bag. All the chilies go in this bag. And then the plan is you ziplock the bag, and the heat from the bag will actually steam the chilies, which will help to, you can see how the bag's growing already. It's pretty hot. And that will help us to loosen up the skins and make it easier to peel, because we're actually going to go in here and peel, and they'll be hot as heck when we go to do this. So next thing is to prepare the cilantro and the onion, and then we'll be ready to put all the stuff together. These coriander doesn't like the heat, so try to keep the heat off. All right, so I'll get back to you when these have had a chance to do that. Now here comes the fun part. So you get a bowl, you put a little water in it. And here are the chilies, and they're still screaming hot. Keep a bag. I keep one of those bags. And here's the process. Put a couple of these bad boys in the cool water. Usually I start up here at the stem end. We're gonna just start peeling the skin off. It should come off pretty easy. You're gonna find that as you make these, that you're gonna get real particular about your Anaheim or your Hatch, New Mexico chilies, because you're going to want them where they're pretty beefy. Sometimes, okay, and here's the blender. So these are all going to drop in the blender too, by the way. The beefier the chili is, the more content you're going to have and the more flavor and everything like that. So just always look at your chilies when you buy them. Like I say, one of the secrets is try to buy a bunch of flat ones. I had to do a little mix and matching at the store. Last time I got 10 in a bag, and this time there was one with 9, so I grabbed that one. But I don't know what the deal is. People in the stores anymore are crazy. Some lady was walking around, went over and grabbed a handful of grapes. They just started munching them, walking around, you know. Somebody pays that. I guess it's all of us, huh? So, I mean, I will taste a grape, but I don't take a handful. Guess even that's probably not good. See how much fun this is getting to be? I know there's people out there going right now, I wish I was there so I could do that. But I'll tell you, it's a little bit of work, but it's well worth it. You'll see. You will. So this is an old Billy Boy specialty right here. And one time I made this for at a escapees campground in Hondo, Texas. And I think the average age there was about 85. And they were all like getting lit up, but they wouldn't leave it alone. Kept eating it, kept eating it, kept eating it. And when they found out that I made it, they didn't believe it. My wife goes, yeah, he made it. He's the one who made it. So, and kind of how I do stuff is I'll find something that I like the way it tastes. And I'll usually make it once or twice. And the third time I start experimenting because I want it to be a certain way. And once I get it the way I like it, then that's how I always make it. And this is different from the original places that I kind of got information going down this road on how to make it. It's kind of like painting. Once you learn how to mix the paint right, then it's kind of whatever you feel. Once you get where you know the formula for mixing all the paint and everything to do, so it will do what you want it to do, then you start painting. See, we're almost there. Not too many more. Save as much as that nice green meat as you can. We just about got all the jalapenos. I think Mexican food is pretty much Darla and I's favorite, but it's really hard to find once you leave California, Arizona, that area. It seems like it's harder and harder and harder all the time. Down in Texas at Tex-Mex, I'm not a big fan of that. It's not bad, some of it's okay, but it's not my favorite. I think the best Mexican food is somewhere in California. Of course, that's what I grew up eating. And today, the finale. Darla's mom last night had chopped up an onion and forgot that she had chopped up an onion or where it was at. They ended up chopping up another onion. So fortunately for me, I didn't have to chop up an onion, because I cry every time I chop up an onion. Something about it just brings tears to my eyes. So this time I don't want to deal with that. The secret to getting that to peel off like that is blacking it and then putting it in that bag. That's how you get that steam, just makes it where it comes right off. And then as you see, there it is. That's it. And that's a pretty good batch of meat in there right now. So this makes a little bit of a mess, but not too stinking bad. And as you can tell, it can be done in an RV. The next thing up here in the process is going to be a little bit of cilantro. Darla already washed it for me. So we've got to kind of chop that up. Oh, got a chopping device right here. And the way I usually do this, I just kind of ball it up. And then I just try to chop up the leaves. I want to keep the stems away. I don't like getting into the stems. Oh, that smells good. Cilantro's great smelling. Ooh. It just adds a little bit of a different flavor. Yeah, okay, that's probably plenty right there. You don't want to overdo it with cilantro, because then you want some of the flavor, but you don't want too much. Chop it up as small as you can get it. All right, that looks pretty darn good. And it also sticks to your hand like as much as you possibly can. Okay, now we need this, which is going to be our mixing bowl. So we're going to put the cilantro in there. And then here's the cut up onions. Mother-in-law did for me. This salsa's for her. She really likes it, so she's getting it. We flew out from California to come see us. So tonight is Texas Roadhouse, and if any of you have never been to Texas Roadhouse, you need to go to Texas Roadhouse. It's wonderful. Great place to eat. You go between the hours. Well, this one here is 3 to 6, but normally it's like 4 to 6. You get a good deal on a steak and everything else. So here's garlic. I'm going to recommend not too much garlic. Just a little bit like that. That's plenty. Maybe too much, but we'll go with it. Okay. Then this fire roasted tomatoes. I used to actually cook the tomatoes like I do the chilies, but this tastes the same. It's quick and it's easy. So let's see, what I normally do with this is I'll put about a half a can of this in the Ninja, and the other half goes in the bowl. So you split that up. We're getting close to showtime now, guys. The next ingredient, sea salt. So we're going to put some of that in here. Not a whole lot, but if you want it to be seasoned, that's good. And then here's that. And then the Ninja motor goes on here. And now what we want to do is we want to make a nice little liquid. Okay, that's all there is to that. Oh yeah, oh yeah. This is like deadly in a good way. You gotta taste a little around the edge. Oh man, that is wonderful. Woo. And it's got a little bite to it. That's what we want. Now, like I say, I don't like to make it incredibly hot. You know, 3 or 4 more jalapenos, you'll separate the crowd. There'll be people who won't touch it, and there'll be people that eat it just because they're trying to show off. But it gets painful after a certain point. This right here, not a problem. The first bite always kind of gives you that little jolt, but after you get over that, it's wonderful. And then you just kind of mix it up real good. And you can see how it's starting to take on a really nice little color here. Cilantro gets mixed in, that tomato and the onion. Oh yeah, baby cakes. There it is. You got to get it mixed up real nice and neat. Then you take your plain mason jar. I take a spoon and then I shovel it in. And the best part about it is when you're done, you could show it off to everybody. You can put it on Facebook, you can put it on YouTube. And just from the looks, people are going to go, wow. And I'll tell you what, it tastes better than it looks. And it looks wonderful. And this gives you about 1 mason jar. What the quantity of product that I use gives you 1. Which if you make too much, then I used to make these big gigantic batches, and after a few days you end up sort of looking at it and going, maybe not. And I hate to throw stuff away if I don't have to. Alright guys. And that's how you make my salsa. And if you can see that, I think it looks pretty good. Tastes even better. And like I say, you'll be popular with the crowd, man. Everybody wants to know how to make it. I usually don't tell too many people, but there you go. Now you know how to make a really awesome looking salsa, and it tastes wonderful. So hey guys, want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I've got some other things that I do pretty good for food, and I will be doing them from time to time. This is one of my favorite things to make. It's easy. I like to do biscuits and gravy and ribs. Got a little trick on ribs and stuff. So anyway, this is one that will give you a 5-star rating with your friends. So thanks for watching. Subscribe, hit the bell, like us, do all the wonderful things that you do, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.